Hi students, welcome to the next session. In first two sessions, we discussed synopsis of relations and functions chapter. In today's session, I'll start objective questions in this chapter. Okay. So listen the first question. Let R is equivalence relation defined on a set containing 6 elements. The minimum number of ordered pairs that R should contain. See here, R is equivalence relation means it satisfies reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So if satisfy these three conditions, then only it is called equivalence relation. Here one more thing. The set contains 6 elements. See, listen. Solution. I am taking let A equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because set contains 6 elements. Now it is equivalence. Equivalent in the sense it satisfies reflexive property. Next one, symmetric property. Next one, transitive property. Now, how many ordered pairs that R should have? In that we required the minimum number of ordered pairs. So I am taking 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, 4 4, 5 5, 6 6. If I take the relation like this relation is reflexive. Why? Because 1 1 is there, 2 2 is there, 3 3, 4 4, 5 5, 6 6. Next, it is symmetric also. If you take A comma B, reverse again B comma A should be belongs to R. If you take 1 comma 1, what is the reverse of this 1 comma 1? Again 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, again 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, again 3 comma 3, then R is symmetric. Similarly, R is transitive. Therefore, R is which relation? Equivalence relation. Why? Because it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. But so many relations exist by taking these 6 elements. But in the question they asked the minimum number of pairs. Okay. So this is a minimum number. Therefore, the number of ordered pairs. How many pairs it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is nothing but option 2 is a correct answer. So many relations exist. But in this relation, we require the minimum number of pairs. Okay. So this is a minimum. Okay. Now, coming to the second one. Okay. Now x comma y, x plus 3y equals to 12. Now, if x plus 3y equals to 12, then I can write y is equal to 12 minus x by 3. But this is a relation on which numbers? Natural numbers. If I am taking x is equal to 1. Substitute 12 minus 1, 11 by 3. But 11 by 3 is not a natural number. If you take 2, 12 minus 2, 10 by 3, that is also not a natural number. If you take 3, 12 minus 3, 9, 9 by 3, 3, yes, it is a natural number. That's why you can start with 3. If you take 3, what you will get? Understood why I am not taking 1 comma 2? If you take x value 1, y value is not a natural number. If you take x value 2, y value is not a natural number. Both should be natural number, that's why. If you take x value 3, substitute 12 minus 3, 9, 9 by 3, 3, so 3. So these both are natural numbers. If you take 4, 12 minus 4, 8, 8 by 3 is not a natural number. If you take 5, 12 minus 5, 7, 7 by 3 is not a natural number. If you take 6, 12 minus 6, 6, 6 by 3, 2, it is a natural number. That's why x equals to 6. Substitute. That implies y is equal to 12 minus 6, 6 by 3, that is 2. Next, if you take 7, 12 minus 7, 5, 5 by 3 is not a natural number. If you take 8, 12 minus 8, 4, 4 by 3 is not a natural number. If you take 9, 12 minus 9, 3, 3 by 3, that is 1, so it is a natural number. Therefore, x value is 9. Substitute. 12 minus 9, 3, 3 by 3, then y value is 1. That's it. If you take 10, 12 minus 10, 2, 2 by 3 is not a natural number. If you take 11, 12 minus 11, 1, 1 by 3 is not a natural number. If you take 12, 12 minus 12, 0, it is not a natural number. If you take 13, 13 onwards, you will get answer is negative. But natural numbers are always positive. That's why only 3 pairs will exist. Then what is answer? Then r equals to, if you take x value 3, y value also 3, therefore the pair is 3 comma 3. If you take x value 6, y value is 2, then pair is 6 comma 2. If you take x value 9, y value is 1, therefore 9 comma 1. Therefore 3 3 6 2 9 1. 3 3 6 2 9 1 means which option? That is option 3 is a correct answer. Students, you need to remember x is natural number, y also natural number. That is important. Okay. Now, coming to the third question. So, already in second question, we find r. In that relation, we need to find domain. In fourth question, we need to find range. Now, domain. What is meant by domain? The set of second components in a relation of the ordered pairs. In ordered pairs, you need to take the second values. What is the second value? 3. Here 2. Here 1. That is range. Sorry. But here we ask domain. Domain is nothing but the set of first components in order pairs. What is the first value? 3. Here 6. Here 9. Therefore, domain is 3, 6, 9. Directly you will get 3, 6, 9, 9, 6, 3 set both are same. That's why option 1 is a correct answer. Coming to the fourth question, in the above question, find range. What is range? The set of second components in the order pairs. What is the second value? 3. What is the second value? 2. What is the second value? 1. Now, therefore, range is 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1 means which option? Fourth option. Therefore, option 4 is the correct answer. Okay. And next question. Let A equals to 1, 2, 3. The total number of distinct relations that can be defined over A. See here. The number of elements in the set A, that is 3. Okay. Now that is nothing but m value 3, n value also 3. Why? Because the number of relations define only A to A. If A to B, actually if n of A equals to m and n of B equals to n, the total number of elements in set A is m and the total number of elements in set B is n. But here they given only one set. That's why m value, n value both are same. Now what is the formula for the total number of relations? Already in synopsis I explained the formula for total number of relations is 2 power m. M value 3, n value 3, 3 3 is just 9, that is nothing but 2 power 9 is a correct answer. That is nothing but option 1 is a correct one. I am not explaining 6th question. Why? Because 6th question is formula. What is the formula for total number of relations? Already in 5th question we discussed. What is the formula for total number of relations? 2 power mn. Okay. Coming to the 7th question. In 7th question, A contains 3 elements. Then the total number of relations containing these two pairs, which are reflexive and symmetric but not transitive. Okay, I am taking the relation is first reflexive. Reflexive means 1 1 should be there, 2 2 will be there, 3 3 will be there. Then only it is called reflexive. Next, symmetric. Okay, if I take 1 2, what is reciprocal of 1 2? 2 comma 1. Okay, so this is the relation. This relation is reflexive. Why? Because 1 1 is there, 2 2 is there, 3 3 is there. And symmetric. Why? Because if I take the pair 1 comma 2 and its reciprocal is what? 2 comma 1. So this is one relation. For example, I will take the relation like this: 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, 1 3, 3 1. If you take like this 1 3, 3 1. Okay, this is reflexive. Why? Because 1 1 is there, 2 2 is there, 3 3 is there. Okay, if you take like this, this is reflexive and symmetric. This is also reflexive and symmetric. But in the question they given the relations, it contains 1 2 and 1 3. Here 1 2 is there, 1 3 is not there. Here 1 3 is there, 1 2 is not there. That's why I will mix these two in a single relation like this: 1 2 2 1, 1 3 3 1. If you take like this, it contains 1 2, it contains 1 3, and this is reflexive. Symmetric or not, we will check it. What is the reciprocal of 1 comma 2? 2 comma 1. 1 comma 3? 3 comma 1. It is transitive? No. Why? Because if you take these two pairs 2 comma 1, 1 comma 3, the resultant pair what? 2 comma 3. But 2 comma 3 is not there in this relation. Therefore R1 is not transitive. But it is reflexive and symmetric. So how many relations exist? Only one relation is exist. That's why option 1 is a correct answer. Coming to 8th. Set contains 3 elements. Okay, then the number of equivalence relation containing this pair 1, 2. What is meant by equivalence relation? The relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Then only it is called equivalence relation. First it is equivalence relation and it containing the pair 1, 2. Okay, I am taking here 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1. If I take this relation, this is reflexive. Why? Because 1, 1 is there, 2, 2 is there, 3, 3 is there. It is symmetric. Why? Because if you take 1, 2, the reciprocal is 2, 1. Okay? It is reflexive and symmetric. Transitive, yes. If you take these two, for example, 1, 2, 2, 1, the resultant pair is what? 1, 1, 1, 1 is all there. Or if you take 2, 1, 1, 2, the resultant pair is 2, 2. That's why this relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Means it is called equivalence relation and containing the pair 1, 2. I will check one more relation is exist or not. R2 is equal to 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2. Okay. First, you need to check it is reflexive. Yes. 1, 1 is there, 2, 2 is there, 3, 3 is there. It is symmetric. Yes. 1, 2 reverse 2, 1, 1, 3 reverse 3, 1, 2, 3 reverse 3, 2. It is symmetric. It is transitive. Yes. If you take these two pairs, the resultant pair will be 2, 3 is there. If you take these two pairs, the resultant pair will be 2, 2. That is also there. Therefore, how many relations exist? Two relations exist. These two relations are equivalence and these two relations containing 1, 2. Therefore, total two relations exist. That is nothing but option 2 is the correct answer. Okay, coming to question number 9. Okay, if this n, m are natural numbers, what is meaning of nm? N is factor of m. Therefore, the relation is what? Okay, first n is factor of n. This statement is true. N is factor of n. This statement is true. Therefore, we can write n comma n belongs to R. If n comma n belongs to R, then we can say R is reflexive. R is reflexive. Next, I will check symmetric. If n is factor of m, but m cannot be factor of n. Why? Because you can say 1 is factor of 2, but 2 is not a factor of 1. 1 is factor of 2, but 2 is not a factor of 1. That's why here n comma m belongs to R, but m comma n does not belongs to R. Therefore, R is not symmetric. Okay, but transitive I will check. It is possible or not? Yes. If n is factor of m, comma, m is factor of p. If I take like this, if n is factor of m and m is factor of p, from these two statements I can write n is factor of p. What is the meaning? N comma m belongs to R. Next, m comma p belongs to R. That implies n comma p also belongs to R. Then R is transitive. Means reflexive possible, transitive possible, but symmetric is not possible. Therefore, R is reflexive, transitive, but not symmetric. That is nothing but option 4 is a correct answer. Okay, next question, 10th question. For x comma y belongs to R and x related to y, such implies x minus y plus root 7 is an irrational number. We need to verify reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So first I am verifying reflexive. In reflexive, we need to take both elements are same, x comma x. That implies substitute here. In place of y also you substitute x. X minus x plus root 7 is irrational. X gets cancelled. Then root 7 is irrational. Root 7 is irrational. This statement is correct or not? Yes. Root 7 is irrational number. Therefore, x comma x belongs to R. Then R is reflexive. Next, I will verify. Symmetric. Let root 7 comma 1 I am taking. That implies this is x, this is y. X minus y plus root 7 is irrational. That is root 7, 2 root 7 minus 1 is irrational. This statement is true. If the statement is true, means therefore root 7 comma 1 belongs to R. What is the symmetric definition? If AB belongs to R, then BA also belongs to R. Here root 7 1 belongs to R. Consider reverse of this pair, 1 comma root 7. Now this is x, this is y. Substitute here. That implies x minus y plus root 7 is irrational. Root 7 gets cancelled. Then 1 is irrational. 1 is irrational. The statement is false. Therefore, 1 comma root 7 does not belongs to R. Now A comma B belongs to R, but B comma A does not belongs to R, then R is not symmetric. R is not symmetric. Now it is reflexive, but it is not a symmetric. See here, if you take second option, symmetric is given, but symmetric is not possible. That's why second option is wrong. If you take third option, symmetric is given, but here symmetric is not happening. So it is not a third option. Either it is first or fourth. But in first they given equivalence. Equivalence means what? It should be reflexive, symmetric and transitive. But already it is not a symmetric. That's why equivalence also not possible. Then what is option correct? Reflexive is a correct option. Why? Because reflexive is satisfying. Therefore, we can write option 4. Okay. Coming to 12th question. R is a relation in natural numbers given by A comma B such that A equals to B minus 2 where B greater than 6. Okay. A equals to B minus 2, B greater than 6. Okay. Now, this implies I can write B equals to A plus 2 I can write. B equals to A plus 2 I can write. In these 4 options, which option is correct? See here, clearly they mention B is greater than 6. B is greater than 6 means the second value is more than 6, but here you observe the second value is 4. So it is not a first option. Either it is second, third or fourth. I will verify. First option is not correct. Why? Because B value is more than 6. But here B value is 4. 4 is not a more than 6. That's why first option is not possible. I will verify either second or third or fourth. I am verifying second option. 3 comma 8 means A value 3, B value 8. Then substitute here. B is equal to A plus 2. This is wrong. B equals to A plus, this is A, this is B. I will go with third option. B equals to 6 plus 2. This is correct. I will go with fourth option. 8 comma 7. Again condition. B equals to A plus 2. 7 equals to 8 plus 2. This is also wrong answer. Now which is correct? Option 3 is a correct answer. Students, why I am not verifying first option? Because here condition is clearly mentioned B value is more than 6. But here B value is 4. 4 is not a more than 6. That's why this is not exist. That's why I verified second, third and fourth. So finally third option is the correct answer. Next, 13th question. R is a relation from A to B and R inverse also relation from A to B only, and A equals to 1, 2, 3, 4 and B equals to 1, 3, 5, defined by R is equals to x comma y such that x less than y and x belongs to first set, y belongs to second set, then R circle R inverse. Okay. Now solution. First I will find R. How to find this relation? Okay. Now, x less than y is a condition. 1 less than 1, that is wrong. 1 less than 3, that is correct. 1 less than 5, that is also correct. 2 less than 3, that is correct. 2 less than 5, that is also correct. 3 less than 5, that is also correct. 4 less than 5, that is also correct. This is R. Now R inverse. What is inverse? You need to interchange these two values in the order pairs. 3 comma 1, 5 comma 1, 3 comma 2, 5 comma 2, 5 comma 3, 5 comma 4. Now we need to find R circle R inverse. Okay, R circle R inverse. See here, if you take R inverse, 3 is related to 1. Again 1 is related to 3 and 5. That's why I can write 3 comma 3, 3 comma 5. Again 5 is related to 1. Again 1 is related to 3, 1 is related to 5. Then 5 comma 3, 5 comma 5 also correct. Next. 3 is related to 2. Again 2 is related to 3 and 5. 3, 3, 3, 5 already over. If you take 5, 2. 5, 3, 5, 5 that is over. If you take this 5, 5, 5, 5 that is over. 5, 5, 5, 5 is over. So totally we will get how many pairs? See, listen, this is R. X less than y, x less than y, x less than y, x less than y, like that. R inverse means reciprocal we need to take. But we require the composition of these two, R circle, R inverse. So if you take 3, 3 is 1. But again this 1 is related to 3 and 1 is related to 5. Therefore the resultant pair is 3, 3 and 3, 5. And 5, 1. Again 1 is related to 5 and 1 is related to 3. That's why 5, 3 and 5, 5. If you take other pairs also same you are getting. So therefore finally we got R circle R inverse is 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 3, 5, 5. That is nothing but option 2 is a correct answer. Okay. Now coming to 15th question. F of x is equal to x by x minus 1. And they are given x by x minus 1 is equal to 1 by y. Then we need to find f of y. Okay. First you cross multiply these two. Then xy is equal to x minus 1 implies y is equal to x minus 1 by x. In this question we need to find the value of f of y. F of x already we know, x by x minus 1. Then what about f of y? In place of x you substitute y. Now it becomes y by y minus 1. But y value already we know, substitute. Then f of y is equal to, in place of y I substitute in numerator denominator, x minus 1 by x by x minus 1 by x minus 1. Now simplify this. F of y is equal to x minus 1 by x by, if you take LCM, x minus 1 minus x by x. X gets cancelled. Here also x gets cancelled. Then f of y is equal to x minus 1 by minus 1. If you multiply with minus, now what will becomes f of y is equal to 1 minus x. 1 minus x means which option? Option 4 is the correct answer. Next question. F of x is given 8x cube, g of x is given x power 1 by 3. We need to find f circle g. Okay, it is already PU question, very easy question. Consider f circle g of x. It can be written as f of g of x. So by using the composition of functions definition, then f of g of x, already we know how much, x power 1 by 3. Substitute this total value in f in place of x, that equals to 8. In place of x you take this one, x power 1 by 3, and x is having power cube. Now cube gets cancelled. Then f circle g of x is nothing but 8x, that is nothing but option 4 is a correct answer. Next question. F maps R2 are defined by f of x equals to x power 4. We need to check it is 1 1 or on 2. Now I am taking two numbers, 1 and minus 1. These both are real numbers. I am finding f of 1, that is 1 power 4. Now that is 1. I will find f of minus 1, minus 1 power 4, that is also 1. Finally we got f of 1 value, f of minus 1 value, both are same. Therefore f of 1 is equal to f of minus 1, but 1 is not equals to minus 1. Students, already I discussed the definition of 1 1. What is 1 1 definition? If f of x1 is equal to f of x2, then x1 is equal to x2. Now it is called 1 1 function. But here f of x1 is equal to f of x2, but x1 and x2 both are not same. Therefore f is not 1 1. Okay. Next, coming to on 2. Let y is equal to, you take any value in the codomain. What is codomain here? R. So I am taking minus 1. But in place of y, I can substitute what is a given function, x power 4. That is minus 1. Then we can write x equals to 4th root of minus 1. This is not a real number. If I take an element in codomain, it is not having pre-image in the domain. See, y means the value in codomain, x means the value in the domain. If I take a value in codomain, its pre-image does not exist in the domain. That's why f is not onto. What is onto definition? For every element in codomain, it is having, where every element in codomain, it is having pre-image in domain. But if I take minus 1 in codomain, it is not having pre-image in domain. That's why it is not onto. Then f is not 1 1, f is not onto, that is nothing but f is neither 1 1 nor onto, that is nothing but option 4 is the correct answer. Next, 19th question. F maps R2R is defined as f of x equals to 3x. We need to check it is 1 1 or onto or both. First I am verifying 1. Consider f of x1 is equal to f of x2, where x1, x2 belongs to domain. F of x is nothing but 3x. That's why f of x1 is 3x1 is equal to 3x2. Now 3 3 gets cancelled. Then finally we got x1 is equal to x2. According to 1 definition, if the functions are same, f of x1 is equal to f of x2, that implies x1 is equal to x2. Then f is 1. This is the definition of 1 function. If f of x1 is equal to f of x2, that implies x1 is equal to x2, then the function is called 1. Already in synopsis I explained this definition. Next to onto. Okay, let y equals to 3x. That implies we can write y by 3 is equal to x. If I took this y value in codomain, then I am finding f of y by 3. Substitute 3 into y by 3. 3 gets cancelled. Then f of y by 3 is equal to y. It is also belongs to R. For each element in codomain, then there exists a pre-image in domain such that f of x equals to y. Then we can write f is onto. If you take an element in codomain, then there exists a pre-image in domain such that f of x equals to y, then f is called onto. Now here f is both 1 and onto, that is nothing but option 1 is the correct answer. Coming to question number 20. F maps R2 are defined by f of x is equal to 2x plus 3. See, this is a linear equation. We know that f is 1 and onto. Very clear. Just now we proved. Same method. If f is 1 and onto, then we can say f is invertible. F is invertible means inverse is exist. That's why I am taking let f of x is equal to y. F of x is how much? 2x plus 3 is equal to y. 2x is equal to y minus 3. Then x is equal to y minus 3 by 2. From this, I can write x is equal to f come to this side, it becomes f inverse of y. Therefore, f inverse of y is y minus 3 by 2. In place of y, replace x. Then f inverse of x is equal to x minus 3 by 2. Then x minus 3 by 2, that is nothing but option 2 is correct. Students, first, before finding inverse, according to concept, when inverse is exist for a function, if a function is both 1 and onto, that is nothing but bijective. If the function is both 1 and onto, then only inverse is exist. This is a linear equation. So this is clearly 1 and onto. That's why inverse is exist. That's why I took f of x equals to y. From this, if you send f this side, x equals to f inverse y. F of x is nothing but 2x plus 3 equals to y. From this x value, in place of x I can write f inverse of y, but answer is given in terms of x. That's why in place of y you replace x. This question also, children, you observe what is 1 definition. If f of x1 is equal to f of x2, then x1 is equal to x2. That's why starting I took f of x1 is equal to f of x2. Finally we got x1 is equal to x2, that is 1. What is onto? If you take a value in codomain, there exists a pre-image in domain such that f of x equals to y, f of x equals to y, then f is onto. So children, once again you please read the definition of what is meant by function, what is meant by 1 function, what is meant by onto function, many to one function, into function, bijective function. Okay, we will discuss the remaining problems in the next class. Thank you.